Hello, North Texas. Welcome to another edition of the Clubhouse. I am your host, Jason Feltz. You are here listening to ntdailyradio.com. Thank you for joining us today. We got an exciting one. A little later on, we'll have an interview with Gabby Segal, a member of the triathlon club here at UNT, one of the lesser-known clubs around here. We've not given them a whole lot of coverage, so it's exciting to get to sit down with their president. But before that, let's go ahead and jump right into it. We'll go around the clubhouse real quick, check in on the last few club teams still in action. Had a few seasons wrap up this past weekend, starting with the men's lacrosse team. They finished up their season with a record of 6-8. Not too bad for a team that didn't have a coach all year. They had a 13-6 loss to TCU in Fort Worth to finish that season up. It was the first time in 3 years that they missed the playoffs, just missing it by one game. So hopefully they'll be able to right the ship next year and keep that train going. Women's lacrosse also finished up their season. They finished up 5-5. Their last two games, both were against Texas State. One was in the regular season as they lost that one, and then saw the Bobcats again in the playoffs and dropped that one. But that was a hard-fought battle and an impressive year from the women's lacrosse team. Men's baseball, they lost a weekend series to Baylor 2-1 last weekend. They had their rematch against SMU just this past Thursday. That, if you guys remember the game where the cops were called after one of the foul balls hit the apartment complex. That rematch, UNT took a 7-0 shutout victory over the Mustangs. They're going to be back in action in Lubbock for a 3-game series against Texas Tech this upcoming weekend. We had rugby. They lost two hard-fought games in their Division I AA regional playoffs. They dropped Game 1 to the eventual regional champions Florida State 30-28, and then a consolation game to Brown University 41-38. That was a bit of a wild game. UNT was up 31-8 at the half. But Brown was able to fight back in the game with a score on the final drive to complete their comeback. You can go on over to ntdaily.com for a recently published story about the rugby team from our print side of the NT Daily. A little shameless plug there. And now, as we mentioned, we're here with Gabby Segal from the Triathlon Club. Gabby, first of all, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the club. We've not had much coverage on the Triathlon Club so far. What's the club been up to? I know you guys have been competing year-round.
Yeah, so a couple weeks ago, we just came back from our regional triathlon in Austin, and in March, we had our Mean Green Triathlon here in Denton.
Okay, good deal. And how'd that go for you guys?
It went pretty well. We had one finisher on the podium, Liz Hindley. She did really well. We had about 9 or 10 people show up to that race here in Denton. The regional race, unfortunately, got canceled due to weather halfway through, but it was still a good time.
And how hard is it for you guys to recruit members? I know that's kind of the problem for a lot of club teams, and triathlon not necessarily something that kids grow up and aspire to play, really.
Yeah, a lot of people are either too nervous to start or don't really know what a triathlon is, but once they get involved, it's usually pretty easy to keep people. It's a lot of fun. On the other hand, we also have people who are so involved and so into triathlon, ready to dive right in. So it's a toss-up.
So what can you guys expect from the Nationals coming up? I know you guys are leaving on Wednesday in Tuscaloosa. Good luck to you guys.
I'm excited. We're all really excited. Just going to be a good race. For the series, UNT did pretty well. For men and women, we both got 5th place, and overall as a team, we got 4th place in our series. So it was really fun. And
I know you've got the Silence Ride coming up. If you want to talk a little bit about that.
Triathlon Club is hosting the UNT Denton Ride of Silence, and that is to honor and remember those cyclists who have died on the road due to car accidents, stuff like that. And it's gonna be in May, so keep an eye out for that. We're hoping to have quite a few people going. It's a really slow-paced, silent ride around Denton.
Okay, did you sign up or did you just show up?
You can just show up. There's going to be a Facebook event that you can RSVP to, but you can just show up.
Well, good deal. Gabby Segal, thank you so much for joining us. More information can be found at the Triathlon Club's Facebook page, at UNT Triathlon Club. And before we get out of here, I want to take a brief moment to mourn the loss of our one of UNT's own professors, David Tracy. Professor Tracy was one of our radio professors here and personally helped me get off the ground and get this program started. And the entire radio program was Professor Tracy's idea to begin with, and he touched the lives of countless students. Personally, I can say that he helped me as a journalist, and just one of the greatest professors I've met here, and just one of the genuinely nicest people I've met. And so, Professor Tracy, just want to say thank you so much for everything you've done for us, and you will certainly be missed. But that's all we got here from the Clubhouse, so we want to thank you for joining us. We'll be back again next week. More information on club sports here at North Texas can be found on Twitter at UNT Clubhouse. I am Jason Feltz, and you've been listening to the Clubhouse on ntdailyradio.com. Hope you have a great week.